Joining me now is one of the top lightweight prospects in the world, Nainoa Dung, who faces Lance Gibson Jr. at Bellator 279 on April 23rd. Nainoa, how's it going?
Everything's going good. Thanks for having me. Excited to put on.
Absolutely. And to get things started here, what's the energy been like in the gym ahead of this one, and how excited are you?
Very excited. You know, it's been a while since I fought at home, and can't wait to feel that energy and have my family, my friends, and my fans supporting me. And everything's going great in this camp, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. Do you have a bunch of friends or family getting ready to watch this one?
Oh, yeah, they're all coming out. You know, all my recent fights, they all been in the U.S., and finally get to fight at home. It'd be amazing.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about the matchup between yourself and Lance Gibson Jr. What do you know about him as an opponent, and what are your thoughts on his skill set?
All I know is that he's undefeated, so never took a loss. But besides that, I did some studying, and I kind of just look at his past opponents and the guys that he was supposed to beat. And he did what he did with who he had across from him. And you know, it's honest. I feel like I had the harder route. You know, I took a few losses early on in my career, and I feel like the adversity I had to overcome, he never been able to go through, and he never had to grow, or he's never been tested. So, I mean, I look forward to going out there and testing him, see what he's about.
Definitely, man. And who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I got my dad with me and two of my main training partners, and almost like brothers. You know, going in with a solid team. Micah Sampson, Kieran Walker, to name them, and my dad, Nainoa Dung.
Awesome. And you're coming off of a big win over Izzy William at Bellator 256. And afterwards, you mentioned that you've learned a lot during your development, as you just mentioned just a few seconds ago. Kind of talk about that, and what are some of the things you've taken away from your past few fights?
Yeah, I'm not sure if people know, I never did any, I did a few when I was younger, but I never did the amateurs scene. I kind of went straight into the pros early on, as soon as I could. And that kind of was my learning, through the ranks of the pro level. Now I didn't get to fight amateur and take the losses there, which didn't count. I just went straight into the pros, and I never took any easy fights. I took whatever they offered, and you know, I prepared for whoever is across from me, and it just made me a better fighter and a better person overall. You know, I'm young, I'm learning, I'm growing, you know, and I look forward to putting on an amazing performance, you know. And for most young fighters, there's routes you can take. A lot of them take that boxing approach, you know. You kind of pick the right fights, you slowly build your record, your following. They're trying to build them into stars, but I just took the fighter route. You know, whoever they put across from me, I prepare for them. I go out there and fight them, win or lose. I just looking to put on a show.
Definitely, man. And I believe you just signed a new deal with Bellator. How does it feel to be re-signed and know that they have that confidence in you?
So actually, I had a 4-fight deal with them that I fought out. This one is just a 1-fight deal. You know, like I said, still young, still weighing out my options, and Bellator is fighting at home. So I'm hopefully I renegotiated for a really a good pay, thanks to Bellator for getting me on this card. You know, I was on the past 2 cards, and this is the 3rd one here. Shout out to Jane. Shout out to my manager, Jason House. It's a 1-fight deal, but I feel like if I knock this undefeated fighter off, then we'll see from there.
I got you, man. And you mentioned something really interesting after your last fight, that you mentioned how you go back and watch the commentary of your last fights and see what you can learn from and what you can do better next time. Kind of just expand on that. And what are some things you've learned from guys like Big John McCarthy, Josh Thompson, and guys like that?
So like that's like always it's a thing that I like to do. I like to go back and rewatch my fights, listen to what they have to say, like during the fight or even like the post-fight interviews they do. Kind of like just take what is useful. Like I said, I'm so young. I'm just learning and growing each day. Um, just trying to be a better fighter and overall martial artist. And yeah, guys like that been around the game long. Like you learn a lot from them. Like you can take like every fight. I just like looking to be better than my last fight. Like my performances, my opponents. I just trying to move forward, keep growing, keep learning, keep getting better, and that helps a lot.
Definitely. Do you feel like more fighters should do that?
It's up to them. You know, everybody has their own methods and their own ways, just routes you can take. You know, like a lot of the fighters are like there's like routes you can take. Like I said, that you can. There's guys trying to take that superstar route where it's mostly based on popularity. Like I got a lot of love and a lot of fans, but that's not the route I'm taking. You know, I just trying to, like I said, I'm trying to grow. I gotta face adversity. I gotta face challenges. You know, most of these guys taking fights that they know they're gonna win. I'm taking fights that like could go either way, and that's how you grow. You know, you gotta face adversity, and I'm glad I did it early on. You know, you can ask my manager. A lot of the fights that I took, he kind of was like against, but like he'd say maybe take what did it say? Yeah, maybe the easier route or the easier path. You know, build up towards these fights. But I was like, I just got to get in there, see where I'm at, and then you know if I have to adjust stuff, I adjust right away. And going into the next fight, like each time getting better and better. So that's just the route I'm taking. You know, I could have took that route where I fight guys that I know I'm supposed to beat, but I'm not gonna learn anything in those fights. I'm not gonna grow. Just stay the same and just build maybe my highlights and my record. But you know, as you step up in competition, that's where you find out where you're really at.
Definitely, man. And you've mentioned before that your hero is BJ Penn. Just kind of talk about the impact that he's had on Hawaiian MMA and been an inspiration to guys like yourself.
He was the first, you know, he did it all from early on, and like the way he did it, fighting anybody at any time, at any weight, you know, championing multiple weight classes and always representing Hawaii to the fullest. That's what I love about him. And I thank him for leading the way. And then all of the fighters that followed, you know, and I'm the youngest fighter. I'm the youngest prospect in Hawaii. I believe at this level, you know, like at the higher level of professional fighting. And I watch these guys, you know, I take what is good, what's working, maybe something that wasn't working. I take like I said before, I'm a student of the game, but I'm ahead of my class. Put it like that. Make things shorter and sweeter.
I gotcha, man. And last question for me: what can fans expect from the fight at Bellator 279?
You know, like fans, you know, I go out there and I take risks, you know, calculated risks, but I'm coming to fight. You know, wherever the fight is, you know, I'm a stand-up guy, and I see my opponent likes to strike, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. You know, every opponent I face eventually was looking for the takedown, and I've been working a lot in every area, every aspect of the game, and I'm excited to showcase the growth. And it's going to be a fun one, you know. I'm going to bring it, and he will too. So the fans will love this one.
Definitely. And before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the final word to shout out any sponsors you may have, shout out your team and all that good stuff. I'll give you the final word.
So I don't like name them. There's a lot of people like behind the scenes and a lot of people that support me, a lot of people that sponsor me. But I just want to shout out everybody that believes in me. I love you all. You guys motivate me every day throughout this camp. I draw inspiration from my fans, my family, my friends, my sponsors, and most importantly, my haters. I'll see you all April 23rd. Let's go.
Awesome, man. Well, Nainoa, thanks again for the time. Can't wait for the fight, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Thank you so much, man.